All right, guys, I want to talk about something today that doesn't get a whole lot of airtime in the fitness community at all, and especially in the calisthenics community, and that is micro plates, okay? Micro additions to the weight that you're lifting. Bodybuilders really don't talk a lot about this. You might hear some in powerlifting or Olympic lifting circles. You don't hear it from bodybuilders. You also really don't hear it from weighted calisthenics guys, and I think that's kind of weird because I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys a little bit of story. I talked about the time that I used to train with a guy who did steroids. Okay, it was a really good friend of mine. We used to grapple, do NHB, no holds barred, because that's what MMA was like 15 years ago. But we used to do NHB training together, and we used to lift weights together. We were really good friends. He went ahead and did a cycle, okay? Actually, he did a lot of steroids, but he did a cycle. And what I noticed was we started out like, let's say bench press, because this is my best example. It's always been a weak lift for me. I never had a good chest. So back when I was lifting weights, like, 18 years ago or whatever, we both started out around the same weight. And we threw on like let's say, 5 pounds on each side of the bar or 2.5 pounds on each side of the bar. So we're going up like 5 or 10 pounds a week. And we were making consistent progress, okay? Now, you can do that for a period of time, okay? And the problem is, since he was on steroids and I wasn't on steroids, he kept going, okay? So I got up to 264 pounds. Sounds weird, but I was living in Germany at the time, okay? We're using metric weights, so everything's off by like 1 or 2 pounds. It's, kind of a weird thing. But the bottom line is I got up to 264 pounds, and I really wanted to get up to 3 plates. I would have been happy if I could just get up to 3 plates for a couple sets on the bench. In America, it's 315 pounds. In Germany, it's 308 pounds, okay? But the bottom line is I couldn't get past 264 pounds. And he kept trucking because, like I said, he was on steroids. We were both lifting heavy. We were both eating heavy. But he was like on steroids and I wasn't. So I just got up to 264 and I couldn't add 10 pounds a week. I couldn't add 5 pounds a week to the bar anymore. I just couldn't get up to, I couldn't get past like 3 sets of 5 reps with 264. I was like 5, 4, and 3 was like the most reps I did at that weight. The thing about it is, like, when you get to a sticking point like that, what do? So imagine this. Imagine if I were to get a 1/2 pound weight plate, okay? Why the hell are you even bothering? 1/2 pound here, 1/2 pound here. What the hell are you bothering putting 1 total pound on the bar? It's not going to make a difference. And that's the damn point. It's not going to make a difference, okay? I couldn't get up to, 3 sets of 5 reps with 264 and add more weight. Let's say maybe I just dropped down like a few pounds and I started adding every week 1 pound, 1/2 pound right, 1/2 pound left onto the bar, okay? Like I said, you're not even going to notice the difference. It's not going to make a difference. You could certainly lift 1 more pound. But think about this. Like, how many weeks are there in a year? Okay? 4 weeks in a month, 12 months in a year, where it's like 48, or say 52 weeks in a year. Let's cut the average and say you've got 50 weeks in a year. Okay? Listen, that is, if you add 1 pound a week, consistently for 50 weeks, that's 50 pounds. That's a lot of weight, okay? If you don't think that 1 pound a week is a lot of weight, go to somebody who's benching, like 315 and tell them that they could bench 365 in a year. That's a massive difference. So imagine if I had, I'm not even talking about my ego. Imagine if I had just realized that there was such a thing as a 1/2 pound weight plate, and I had just put it on. Within 40 weeks, I would have gone from, 264 and struggling to like, 300 plus. Okay, I would have met my goal. And this is like, how many years ago? It's like 18 years ago. I was in my 20s when this happened, okay? I would have, like, after 1 year, okay, like 17 years ago, I would have been benching 3 plates. Now, what I'm basically got here is a 1 1/4 pound weight plate. The reason why I've got this is because I do weighted calisthenics now. So let's say I'm doing dips, okay? When I started adding weight to my dips, I started with a 45-pound plate. It was easy to do 5 sets of 5 reps, okay? Easy. Because I've already been doing work on the rings and stuff like that, so it's not a problem. So what do? I added 5 pounds, okay, twice a week. Okay, so Monday and Thursday I was doing my weighted calisthenics upper body workout. I would put on 5 pounds Monday, 5 pounds Thursday. That's 10 pounds a week. So in like 4.5 weeks, I'm up to 90 pounds. I got 2 plates, okay, that around my waist that I'm doing for 4 sets of 5 reps on the dips. So what do? Since then, I've been adding on 2.5 pounds twice a week. So that's going to be 5 pounds total every week, okay? In 9 weeks, 5 times 9 is going to be 45 pounds. So in just a couple weeks from now, because I've been doing this for a while, I'm going to have 3 plates, 135 pounds dips. After that, I'm going to drop it down to this. So every Monday and every Thursday when I do my upper body, when I do my dips, I'm going to add 1.25 pounds. Like, look, this is just a tiny slice of metal. 1.25 pounds. That's going to be 2.5 pounds a week. If I can keep that up, and we'll see. It has also to do with hydration. Am I drinking enough? Am I sleeping enough? Am I resting enough in between sets? Am I eating enough? Okay, if I can keep this up and recover, even at this rate of just adding this 1.25 pound weight plate twice a week, 2.5 pounds a week, that means in 18 weeks, I will be able to get up to 180 pounds, which is my goal. My pie in the sky goal is to have 4 plates hanging from my waist when I'm doing 2 sets of 5 reps on bar dips, okay? So like I said, I mean, is it worthwhile waiting? I mean, I know I use a lot less weight when I do my pull-ups, okay? And, like I said, I'm throwing one of these on, and I look like a wimp, and hey, guess what? Who cares? Because if I do this consistently, okay, let's say I do this for 10 months, big and ripped in 10 months. Let's say I add one of these, okay, twice a week for 10 months, okay? That's going to be like what? Like, 2.5 pounds a week, okay? That's going to be like, 10 pounds a month times 10 months. That's going to be 100 pounds extra that I'm going to be lifting for my weighted pull-ups after 10 months than I had in the beginning. Okay, so like I said, when you do calisthenics, you're still doing, powerlifting, Olympic lifting, bodybuilding, whatever you want to call weightlifting. You're still doing the same thing, especially when you start adding weight to your calisthenics. So you should definitely open up your mind to everything like the old Weider bodybuilding principles. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to break them down in videos in the future because I use them a lot. Powerlifting protocols, linear progression, other kinds of progression, micro plates, okay, micro additions to the weight you're lifting. Just because you're lifting yourself doesn't mean you can't use all these other, all these other systems because they're, created by bodybuilders. You can still go ahead and say, hey, listen, power lifters and Olympic lifters use micro plates. Guess what? If I'm going to have weight hanging around my waist for my pull-ups and my dips and my pistol squats and whatever, my trap bar deadlift, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use micro plates too because they are onto a really good idea. And like I said, that's if this works out the way I want it to, big and ripped in 10 months where I put on a lot of muscle, stay lean, and get strong as hell, micro plates are definitely going to be one of the secret weapons that I use to master weighted calisthenics this year.